Welcome, everybody, and thank you for stopping in for episode 20 of the Ganking Azeroth podcast. It's been a while since our last episode. I kind of forget how to do this whole podcast thing. I'm Wayne, and with me always is Sean over there, Rurik, a.k.a. Rurik. And, got nothing really to say other than in regards to our hiatus for the last 4 weeks, other than life is busy, and sometimes you have other priorities that you got to take care of, and you just don't have enough time to do everything. And as a lot of stuff happened in the game, a lot of it we probably wouldn't even have covered in the podcast anyway, so we're not really missing anything. And for me anyways, over the last 4 weeks, I've just been doing like a lot of raiding with the guild. We've been doing the Mythic Jaina Mount runs, and I've been farming Heroic, Nyalotha, and I've just been kind of catching up on like Mechagon stuff. I just, trying to get some achievements out of the way. There's really not much to do other than like raid in the game right now. Pretty much. That's about all there is to do. We're in that content drought between expansions. That's about all we got.
Yep. I've done nothing. So, I played Season 21 for Diablo and fucked that all up. So now I have to do it the long way. Not very happy about it. But
what's the long way?
The hard way of leveling, where you have to craft everything that has experience. When you kill monsters, you gain extra experience. So I screwed up. So when you start, you do the challenge rift, and then you take that stuff and you put it into your season character, so you can get basically a level 70 weapon at level 1, and you just do a boatload of damage, and you kill stuff obviously really fast. So you level in like an hour and a half to 2 hours to level 70. Well, I fucked that up. Now it's going to take me like 12 hours to do it, because I bought the wrong weapon. Not knowing. And then I used my stuff to craft it to a legendary, and it didn't work. So, not very happy about it. So now it's taking me forever to get through it.
Oh.
And with WoW, I haven't done anything. I mean, yeah. I just really haven't done anything, because there's nothing to do. I don't have a guild to raid with, and so.
Cool. So yeah, that's all I've been doing. That's all you've been doing. I guess that's about it. I guess we'll move on to the news here. This is actually going to be kind of a slow, or not a slow show, but a small show. So starting off with the news, we have the corruption resistance. It's been raised to 95. I believe the last show was 80 something, and now it's up to 95. So.
I want to say it's like 80 or 85 or something like that, so it seems like it's been raised 10.
Yeah, that's a pretty good chunk of corruption. If you've been keeping up with the cloak stuff, you can have a lot of corruption and not even have it bother you. And
well, us doing that stuff Friday, like we ran 5 visions or whatever. Just getting your cloak above like level 10 makes a world of a difference. Before I couldn't even get through a zone, and now I can do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep. But I understand this is for like your gear that you get, but just in general, I'm saying,
Yeah. And then once you get it to 15 level, rank 15, it becomes a 500 piece. So that helps a lot too. And then if you keep up with the resistance to the corruption, like I said, you can have a lot of corruption and do a lot of damage. So it's pretty neat. Next on the list, within the last 4 weeks, they did have an update to where they're calling it preserved containments. Basically what that is that they reference it in the game as Rathian and Mother have figured out how to synthetically give you corruption effects But basically, you are able to buy your individual corruptions that you are looking for. So it's a way for you to kind of farm your best in slot corruption in regards to how much your corruption resistance is. So basically, what you do is you can use Echoes of Nyalotha. It's a new currency. I think we touched on it a little bit our last podcast. Basically, you get those from running visions, running raids, doing dailies and stuff like that. The Uldum and Rajani dailies. Once you get enough, you can buy the pieces that you want. There is a full rotation schedule that is out there. Blizzard released the schedule, and it goes. So our next switch date is July 7th, and then July 10th, July 14th, 17th, 21st, 24th, 28th, and 31st. So it's every 3 days. They put some new stuff out there, and I'm not going to go through every single one here because there's 3 ranks of each corruption, and they change. But basically, if you go to Wowhead, they got a pretty good schedule of what's going to be out for every week.
Yeah, I just think the rotation's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah,
I think it should just all be there because it screwed you over by 2 minutes.
Yeah, so what happened to me this last Friday is we were farming Echoes so I could get Severe 3, or the Corruption Severe 3 before it disappeared. And I didn't know that the switch time was 10 p.m. on July 3rd, which was Friday. So we were farming. We finished literally at like 10:01 p.m. And I went to go buy my corruption, and the rotation had switched. And I was pretty upset about it because I figured it'd be midnight because it's it was July.
Well, it should have been
July 3rd. So
you think it would have been midnight California time, so it would have been 2 in the us.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. And it wasn't. So I shame on me, I guess, for not looking in the times more. But I just assumed. But that was a little disheartening to where I did all this farming and thought I had gotten it done, and I didn't. So, but I will be ready. Because
I think it should just all be there, but I guess that's just me.
No, a lot of people agree with that too. I think it should all be there as well. But July 28th is when my Severe 3 comes back, so that's what I'm looking for. I
July
did.
28th.
Yeah.
So if you miss it, you have to wait a month.
It's like 4 rotations or whatever, 5, 6 rotations. I don't know.
This thing says there's 8 rotations.
Maybe that's what it is.
That's rough.
Yeah. I did, on a high note, though, a good thing did happen. I was also farming for Infinite Stars 3, and I was able to get that. But the reason I had to go for Severe 3 is I got my Infinite Stars, and I deleted some of my other corruptions, which were Severe 2s. And I shouldn't have gotten rid of those, but I screwed up and deleted them. And then I had to delete something else.
But you can uncorrupt it to get it back.
Well, once you uncorrupt your gear, you can't get that corruption back. So what happened was...
You can't get that ability back?
No, so what happened was I uncorrupted a couple things, and I should have kept them. I should have kept the things I uncorrupted and got rid of something else, basically. So it was by my own mistake that I had to go farm Echoes, and then to have it switch mid-farm, I was kind of upset about it, but that's all right. It'll be okay. Next time around,
that was fun though.
Oh yeah, I had a great time. I think visions are fun once you get to the point of being able to full clear them, and then once you can full clear pretty easily, and you start adding the masks for a little bit of difficulty. Like, it's really fun. It reminds me of the Mage Tower, and I think obviously that's what Blizzard was going for, right? When they did it.
Yeah.
But it's once you get to that level of like end game horrific visions, it's really, really fun. And I know it's gonna go away in Shadowlands probably, but I wish it wouldn't because it's cool.
They'll come up with something else. Come on, they gotta have you do something.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be okay with doing something else as long as it's similar to this. Not with the corruptions, but like the progressive gameplay. Because it
Yeah.
was that way with the Mage Tower. You did when you did the Mage Tower, you slowly learned all the mechanics and how to do things. And at the end, when you finally got it, it felt really fulfilling. And it's the same thing with this. When you get
The
to a
only thing
5 mask full clear, it feels really good.
the only thing Blizzard needs to do, and I guess this is just me, you have no choice. You have to do visions. You don't have a choice. If you want to do endgame, if you want to raid Nyalotha, you have to do visions.
Yes.
The Mage Tower, you didn't have to do it if you didn't want to.
Yes.
So they need to put both of these together.
Well,
it's something to do, but you don't have to do it.
You don't have to do the visions, I guess. It's just.
Well, what's the point of decorrupting all the gear you get out of it?
Well, the visions are they're kind of like to help you farm those echoes or whatever. Like, I guess the
yeah, but they also bring
your.
If you don't do this, you don't get the stuff for the cape to upgrade your cape.
True. That's
Unless
the way.
If you want to do like one boss where you get one a week, whereas this one you can. I don't know. We did 5 the other day.
Yeah.
Know?
Yeah. I guess the only way to rank up your cape would be to do visions, but not anymore. You can those things that you can buy the cores now with currency. Once you're rank 15 and you're just working on getting your resistance higher, you can just buy those cores for 2,000 echoes of Nyalotha. So you do your one.
Like I said,
you do your one raid clear for the week, and then you can buy the other one. You don't have to run visions if you don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
It just takes. I
guess my issue is like it's. I enjoy them. Like I'm not. Don't get me wrong. Like they're fun. Like I enjoyed doing it the other day with you, but I don't like people telling me what I have to do. I guess that's my problem.
Right. No, I get it. This is just it's a way for them to incorporate a little min-maxing into your character, I guess. But the good news is next is in Shadowlands. There's going to be none of this.
Yes, there will.
No, they've come out and said there's no war forging, no corruption, no.
There's no war forging, no corruption, but they'll come out with something else like anima fingering or something.
It's just anima. That's all it is. But I think you just play the game and it happens. I don't know. I haven't looked.
There'll be something. There'll be something. They need to keep the people that play this game for 12 hours playing it for 12 hours a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll have to see. What happens.
Yeah, we'll see. But there'll be something that you have no choice to do. But yeah. But anyways, like I said, it's fun.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I'm enjoying them.
Next in the docket, rank 4 essences. There was a blue post saying that they're increasing the drop rate of the rank 4 essences that you get as Paragon rewards from the Rustbolt Resistance and Cohen/Unshackled, Rajani, and Aldum Accord. This change will be retroactive and will count the Paragon caches that were opened in the past. So basically, for those of you that don't know, a rank 4 essence is the same as a rank 3 essence. It just changes the visual effect of it. Yeah, so that's about it. And the only way to get them is through you do your dailies and get your Paragon caches. So, yeah, so they upped the drop rate, which is a good thing. I don't know how hard it was before. I think I only have one rank 4 essence, and that's the one that you get from just completing the chamber. Getting through doing the whole chamber quest line. So that's the only one I have. So
I don't even think I have one. I think I'm on maybe a 3.
You probably have a 3. I have a 4 and then 2 3s equipped. So
I don't even look at that. Like, for me, whatever reason, like, and it's gonna be different. Like, it's not the ranking up one. I can't get anything specific for tanking. Everything I get is for an off spec, and I don't even roll for off spec. Everything's always put on tank. You know.
I don't.
You know how like you can change it or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm always on tank, and I only get off spec essences, so I basically don't even look for them anymore.
I don't know if your spec specific ones. I think I got mine from. Oh, I got one from rating, so I don't know if that's where you get it from or not. I wasn't a big fan of the Azerite system, so I kind of just. I did it, but I didn't do it. If that makes sense. I didn't try to min-max it at all. I just filled spots because that's what the game said to do. So
yeah, no, I did the same thing. It was like I just looked for what was a tank thing, and that's what I used. But excuse me, it was another one of those you have no choice. You have to do this. So it was just one of those like I don't want to do it then. You know.
Yeah.
So.
But
one thing I did do because we did. What the hell did I do? I can't remember what I did, but I ended up getting my neck up to 80, so it's finally done now. I'm only 6 months late, but hey, it's at 80 finally. So I got my extra 3% health. Or is it 3%?
It's stamina. 3% stamina, whatever that is.
Yeah, the health.
So that so you have the whole thing filled out then.
Yeah, it's finally done.
Nice. That's big actually. So that was like the hardest grind in the game, basically. So you got that done.
Like I said, 6 months late, but hey.
Yeah, whatever.
Nah, doesn't matter.
The next little thing here, it's kind of disheartening, but they did announce within the last 4 weeks that BlizzCon 2020 is going to be canceled for this year. That sucks. I get why they did it. It's a big event with a lot of people. It could, and if you, I don't know if you've ever been.
No.
I did too. And if you've ever been to BlizzCon, I don't want our listeners to take this the wrong way, but there's a lot of let's call it unhealthy people at BlizzCon, and if any of those people at BlizzCon were to get the coronavirus, it'd probably be pretty challenging for them to recover from it. So it's good that Blizzard made. As much as it sucks that they canceled BlizzCon, I'm okay with it. And I'd rather everybody be able to come and have a really good time as we used to. So,
and on top of it, like that place is so packed you can't walk around there.
Yeah, I just think about so many people. Like the night before, right, when everybody's hanging out at the fountains, and then like in the morning when everybody's crammed into the hall waiting to get in.
Oh yeah, how about the line to get to the building when it's down the road?
Right, lines down the road.
40 people wide, and you're, chest to back to everybody.
Yeah, and
there's
the last 2 times I've gone, they open the doors to let you in the building, and then everybody packs in there like sardines, literally shoulder to shoulder, front to back, and you stand there for an hour and a half, and you're like, even when on a normal day you sit there and you think, man, if something happens, we're kind of gonna get trampled in here. And then you throw you throw the coronavirus on it, and it's just a breeding ground for disease. So
I don't understand why they do that. I really don't. Like as soon as they open the doors, they should just let it. You
that's
go
how
in,
it was
not
the first
open the doors and wait.
That's how it was the first year we
went,
right?
First year.
Yeah, they should do that.
And then we waited, and then then you wait in a big line to go to like the main stage where the opening ceremony stuff is, but at least there you're moving.
Right.
They're not packing 10,000 people into like I don't know, like in between
the hallway. Yeah, the hallway.
Yeah, like
right? Yeah, that was pretty bad last year, to be honest. So yeah, that kind of sucks. No, I have a really good time when I go to BlizzCon, even though I went last year by myself.
So much fun.
Like, I had a great time.
It is so much fun.
Yeah,
when you go. And especially your first time, I've never been to a convention, so we went 2015?
15, yep.
14, 15 somewhere.
We went 15.
And it was great,
16.
never going, there's so much to see that you don't I don't know, for me there was so much to see. I didn't even do anything with the games.
Yeah.
It's you're walking around, you're looking at, because they bring the statues in there, they had the motorcycles, so you're walking around looking at that stuff, and esports stuff is going on.
This last year it was I don't know, we went 15, 16, and I didn't go for 2 years. Or no. Yeah, I didn't go for 2 years, so then I went again in 19. And that time, like, there was so much stuff going on at this last BlizzCon. It was unreal. You know, they had like all the panels. They had all the demos for Diablo Immortal, Diablo 4, WoW, StarCraft, everything. They had everything there. And like you said, they had the statues, and then the esports. And then you go into the basement. They had all the retro games. So they had like Warcraft, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3.
Oh, they had retro games there that
They had
year?
Diablo, Diablo 2. Like, you could play them all down there. They call it the Blizzard Arcade.
Oh, and then upstairs they always have they have stuff upstairs too.
Yeah, and then upstairs they
like
had
cosplay stuff. Or
upstairs.
You know,
That's
like
where they had the
cosplayers go up there.
They had the Dark Moon Fair upstairs this time. So you go upstairs and it was the Dark Moon Fair. The whole upstairs was that. It was awesome. It was awesome.
On the one year we went, they had the movie stuff there because that's when the movie was coming out.
Yeah, yeah.
So they had all the yeah. So yeah, it's sad.
And then because they renovated the place, there was the whole new area was for the Blizzard store, and there was something else over there. I don't remember what it was, but there's so much to do. And the convention's there's so much to do. The convention needs to be 3 days, to be honest. 2 days there's just not enough. Just not enough.
You can't. Well, look at like when we went, like I watched one panel. It was on back when they had the Mage Shower stuff coming out. So back in Legion when I went.
Yeah.
I watched that panel, and then the only thing we watched, like I had a chance to watch, was that Newegg like build a PC thing. Like how fast can someone build a PC?
Yeah. And
that was it. And other than that, it was just walking around for, 24 hours basically because you're there all day.
Yeah, and then you start thinking about everything else, right? Like the stuff on the outside of the convention, like they have all those food trucks where you can try all the different food truck food. And how about you guys? Food truck food is some of the best food that you can eat. Like, it's really good.
The last year I went, I tried it. I had, was it Spanish? Chinese? I can't remember what I had, but it was delicious. And I still feel like a jerk because I just walked in front of someone because the lines are so long that you have no idea where they start.
Yeah, and
like I said, in that loading area, and it's just you look and you're like, well, the line for this place goes from front to the end, and you're just like, well, I'm just gonna get in line because I don't know.
Right, and then like this year, I don't know from the first last time I had gone to 2019, from 17 to 19, I didn't go obviously, and then 19, there was so much like that whole line right in front of the convention center, like the sidewalk or wherever where you line up. That whole
where the
thing
fountain is and that whole thing.
That whole thing was filled with food trucks. The whole thing, twice as many food trucks from when I went, and then they had more food trucks on the backside by the outside of the arena.
Mm-hmm.
On that backside, they had more food trucks back there.
They had more? Jesus.
Yeah. And then they had like
when we went, there was probably 10 or 15 food trucks in that little area?
There was probably 10. There was probably 20.
It smells so good.
Probably 20 food trucks this last year.
Jesus.
I bet there was, probably 50,000 people. Probably.
Yeah, how many go? Because I think when we went, there was only 20,000, or was it 25 that could get in?
I don't know. I should probably look that up. But I bet it was anywhere from 35 to 50,000 people.
So remember, it was capped, but they also didn't have that extra section. So they can only allow so many people in at a time.
Yeah. It was great. And
it's a fun time.
And even before
really
the convention, the night before the convention is amazing too. I went to the Wowhead party, and there was so much. It was great. It was unbelievable. It was some of the best experience I've ever had in my life. It was great.
You know what's really nice? When we went, no one there. You don't run into anybody that's an asshole. You know what I mean?
Everybody's nice.
Everybody's so nice there, and talkative.
And what else is really awesome is nobody is judging each other. You can just be yourself there, and nobody cares.
And not worry. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you're all the same. We're all nerds.
The only thing people care about is that when you don't shower and don't wear deodorant. That's literally the only thing.
Yes.
You can look like a sleazeball,
please do
but
that.
as long as you don't smell like one, you're fine.
Yeah,
Nobody cares.
Yeah, we did run into that one guy that kept walking back and forth that smelled like onions. It was awful.
That's not good. Yeah, don't go to conventions smelling like onions. Please don't. But
yeah,
so,
it's a great time if anybody ever gets a chance to go.
So hopefully there's one in 2021, but as of right now, I'm kind of holding my breath. I don't think there'll be one until 2022, to be honest. So.
I'm in the same boat with you. I don't think there will be one for a couple of years.
So I hope they do bring it back though, because it's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's one of those like you have to experience it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those once in a lifetime things you got to do at least one time.
And
make a
like
week out of it. If you go do
I don't get why it's only a Friday Saturday thing. Like I wish it was like 3 days, like the weekend, like Friday Saturday Sunday or something.
It kind of is 3 days because like you get it used to be tickets, but now you get your wristband and your badge on Thursday morning, and then Thursday night you have like all the parties, like you have the Wowhead party, and just a big shindig at the Hilton, and then you have the convention Friday, then you have the shindig at the Hilton Friday night, and then Saturday convention, and everybody goes home Sunday.
We got hammered at the Hilton party.
Yeah,
which was crazy because in there like they had like a DJ. I don't know who the hell he was, but it was.
See, the trick is,
it was like going to one of those like EDM type parties. There were so many. It was fun.
I shouldn't give my hints and tips to having a great time at the Hilton, but the trick is to get your badge in the morning, right? And you go get a breakfast, and then you mingle in the afternoon, and then you eat a big lunch, so you got a nice full belly, and then you go to the Hilton and start drinking in the afternoon. And then you drink all afternoon, and by the time the party starts at night, when everybody gets there, you're drunk and you don't gotta wait in line for drinks. And you're good to go for the rest of the night. That's the tip. That
was one thing. Like when we went, we probably waited in line for like an hour when we first got there to get drinks. So when we went, it was like, okay, we want like 2 shots in this because it's like I'm not waiting that freaking line again.
And the biggest thing now is, I don't know when they started doing this, but this last year, once it started getting crowded and the band the DJ started, the bar kind of only went to serving half of what they normally do. So you could only get like beers and then like simple mixed drinks. You couldn't get like
the full.
Yeah, a full bar. So,
but it's fun. It's like if like your favorite streamer is actually at BlizzCon, they'll most likely be there, especially like the big name ones.
Yeah, like I saw
it's like
Towley, Sloot, S-Fan, Stay Safe. Who else I see?
We saw Towley streaming, like he was doing one of the streams at BlizzCon, but when we were at the Hilton, I saw Sloopwig, we saw Jessica Nigri, she was there. She's not a streamer, but she's a cosplayer. But you know what I mean, like
yeah.
And then who else? There's probably more people there that I didn't even see.
Man, there was. Let's see. I saw, like I said, Sloot, Towley, Lulaboo, which is Towley's wife. I saw Stay Safe, S-Fan, Annie Fuchsia, Taliesin and Evitel. I saw a couple method guys. Sko.
Oh yeah, when they did the big
Quissy and
the
Pasta
big PvP
Face.
thing, we saw when they had the big PvP thing at the end, like when Sea-Doo won, or well, no, he didn't win when we went, like that one year when he lost against whoever it was. But yeah, we saw Sko, Jari, we saw Bajira, his wife, Chinglish.
Yeah, well, Panda.
It was crazy.
Panda TV, that's his name now, Panda.
Oh, he goes by Panda TV now.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's a good time. So hopefully the world gets its problems figured out and we can have BlizzCon 21. Because and I was also saying, if you go, make a week of it. Like get there Monday, right? Fly in Monday, take the afternoon. Get there in the morning, go to the beach in the afternoon on Monday. Tuesday rent a car, go to Universal Studios. Wednesday go to Disney. Wednesday go to Disney. Thursday you get your badge and stuff. You can make a whole week of it.
There's a lot of fun stuff to do there because like when we went, I mean obviously our uncle lives there, but we went into San Diego and we got to go to that Maritime Museum, which was really cool because you got to walk around in submarines and shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other stuff to do there besides BlizzCon. And it's all fun, and like you don't realize it takes up a day and you don't even realize it.
Yep.
And you have to go to Santa Monica Pier.
Santa Monica Pier. Yeah, the whole thing. I would love to take. I don't know. I like to drive.
Universal's great too. Universal's awesome.
Oh, that was awesome when we went. Yeah. So just not having a BlizzCon is like, it kind of sucks because like it was we've just been talking about it for the last 10 minutes. Like, there's so much to do. So, but let's move on with the show here.
All right.
Next up on the docket is the low population realm connections. Basically, Blizzard came out with a blue post stating that they completed a study on realm populations for every realm in the game. And over the next 2 to 3 months, the low population realms are going to be connected to other realms. Currently, they do not know what realms will be affected, but they will notify players in advance. And I think this is kind of a good thing because I know that there's the PvPers out there, like there's some really heavy Horde and really heavy Alliance servers, so it'll be good to kind of get things balanced.
And it's like the server that I'm on, like because I haven't transferred yet, it's dead.
Yeah.
And is this the second or the third time they're doing this? Because they've merged our realms.
They did them they did them in the past, right? And it was a long process, but they merged a bunch of them in the past. But apparently they need to do it again. So
yeah,
which I'm for. I would be for if the servers could handle it. I would be all for like they did with WildStar, where it was just like one big mega server. If they could figure out a way to do that, I'd be okay with that. But
you have like a mega PvE and then a mega PvP server.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd be able to do that. I mean, they can't handle some of it now, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a good thing.
Yep.
It probably should have been done a while ago, but,
they're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Next up is two little small things. I don't know how much we'll talk about it, but the Battle for Azeroth summer sale is currently going on. You can get a level 110 character boost for $20, and all the collector edition mounts are $10 instead of like $35 or whatever they are, and $10 for all digital deluxe items. So if you need to buy some BFA stuff, now's your time to do it.
Yeah, $20 boost that's a deal because that's
a third, right? Yeah, it's a third.
Yeah, it's a third of the price.
The only problem with boosting is if you don't level them up, you don't get the heritage armor. Like if you do an allied race or whatever. So.
And you don't actually learn how to play that character either. Like if you're boosting one like on a different server that you already know, like it's different. But I boosted my paladin and I have no idea really how to play it. You don't get to learn as you go.
Yeah.
You just get everything and you're like, here you go, and you're like, all right.
That's why Exiles Reach in Shadowlands is going to be awesome because it teaches you how to play.
You get you get a little bit because I've boosted a character before, like my Horde stuff is all boosted. But what was I going to say? You get like a little bit in the beginning, but you can only play a DPS. And they just teach you like, okay, this is some of the stuff you do, and then they just put you. Like me was always Horde, so I got put in Orgabar, and then you just have to go from there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm trying to think. The one character I did boost, it was a paladin, and I boosted it. I think it was in Warlords because I boosted him to 100, and I I don't play it because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So
Yeah.
it was a mistake to boost it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see here, the last little bit of Battle for Azeroth news. I don't have an exact date as to when this went live, but if you are trying to get your Mythic Jaina mount, the mount that you get from killing Jaina on Mythic difficulty, that water-looking thing, if you enter Battle for Dazar lore on Mythic, there is a NPC you can talk to that will give you a skip all the way to Jaina. So,
Is that like the skips like the other ones where you have to kill so many people and get those? What? Because we were doing it in 2. It's like you get like that token or whatever, but you had to get 4 of them.
I don't know, because when I started doing the Mythic Jaina runs, my guild had already been farming it for a while, so they might have had said currency already.
Oh yeah, they may have gotten a bunch of people to do it.
But the way this post made it seem is that it was just there. You could just skip to the end.
Yeah, how you have it written out, it sounds like you just walk in, and if you want to skip to her, you can.
Yeah. And that's the way it was posted on the news, or the blue post. So that is it for Battle for Azeroth, and we will move on to Classic. Just a little bit of Classic news to talk about here. There is now a daily instance limit, and I'm just going to read the notes that I've written down because it's easier than trying to explain it without screwing it up. Then we'll
I think
discuss.
we were talking about this last time too, weren't we?
I don't know. I don't know if we did or not. So I'm just going to read the blue post. Basically, as part of our ongoing efforts to eliminate exploitative and automated gameplay, with scheduled weekly maintenance in each region, we're implementing the following change to our settings on all WoW Classic realms. You may now enter a maximum of 30 unique instances, dungeons, and raids per day per realm. This restriction complements their current limit of 5 instances per hour. Now, when a player enters a dungeon or raid, the game checks to see if they have entered 5 instances in the last hour or 30 instances in the last 24 hours. And if they have, they cannot enter the instance until enough time has elapsed. This check is across all of your characters on your realm. These limits only apply to dungeon and raid instances and do not apply to PvP battlegrounds.
So, is this just saying basically like they don't want you power leveling anybody?
It's not that they don't want you power leveling. It was to help combat the bots. They have a real bot problem in Classic. So they did this to keep people from doing that.
This is basically in current WoW too. Like, if you walk into a dungeon and you complete it, you can't do it again for 24 hours and get loot. But you can do it again. You can run it as many times as you want. You just won't get loot out of it.
Yeah, once you kill a boss, you're locked. So like you have.
Yeah. I don't know why they just didn't do that, but I don't know. Because this makes it seem like they don't want you in it. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, 5 instances per hour this is for people that are farming bosses. You know.
Yeah.
That bots and people who are farming. So.
And I guess the dungeons in there are probably a lot harder than they are now. I don't know. I haven't done a classic
30
dungeon.
instances in 24 hours. That's a lot. It really is a lot.
It is. And they're somewhat long, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you're, end game and you're doing, I don't know, like Dead Mines, you walk through that thing in a couple minutes.
Yeah, and like I said, if you're farming a certain piece, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. The bots became crazy, and I know they... I didn't put it in the notes here, but I know that recently they banned 75,000 accounts for botting, and then just recently another 40,000 for botting. So
holy crap!
Yeah, so botting's a real problem. That's what 115,000 bots they've banned just in Classic alone. So plus the instance change.
I guess it's just the way they have here. It sounds bad. Like it sounds like really bad. I don't know.
Yeah, yes, I think you hit the nail on the head. It sounds bad, but if you really sit down and think about it, how many people are running 30 instances a day?
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah,
it's the real min maxers, and I don't think this changes.
I'll say if there was
people.
Like it'd probably be easy on current because you just have Guild Finder, but yeah, on that one or not Guild Finder, Raid Finder or whatever, or Dungeon Finder.
Yeah,
I'll get to it eventually. But yeah, in Classic, having to run to there like 30 instances in a day is kind of a lot.
Yeah,
I would think.
Yep. All right, moving on to the next little part. The Classic AQ event has been given a release date, and that will happen on July 28th. And with that...
That'll be fun to watch.
Yes. It is on the PTR. They did do they did a PTR event, so where they tested it and made sure the servers didn't lag out and everything. And with that, if you transfer... Characters that transfer servers cannot open the AQ gates and obtain the mount for 90 days. So... They don't want people... They don't want people transferring the high pop servers, or they don't want people transferring to servers that are going to be opening it just for the mount. So,
I get it.
Yeah.
When was? Well, I guess that probably wouldn't affect them. But
this
remember
is
when
like
they
a
did
server-wide thing. Like everybody has to take part in it. It's not just you open it. You know what I mean? Like everybody's turning in stuff to make it happen.
Oh, is that how? I don't know. I don't know how it works. I figured you just farmed whatever the hell you had to farm, and that's it. And you go in with your guild. The entire server has to farm.
I think the server has to farm everything, and then your guild can enter. Yeah.
Wow, that's different. That's actually kind of neat. I don't know how it would work. I probably wouldn't like it after a while, but that's
because
a good idea.
I know, like the server opens the gates, and if you're there, crazy things happen. Like I don't know. It was neat watching on the PTR. Like people were lagging out, and it was cool. It was cool.
How does this affect the people that had no choice but to transfer? When Fairlina was like, okay, you can move. Because we only talked about that, a couple months ago?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have to move. They were just giving you a free move. You didn't have to pay for it. Because they were like, this realm is so congested, we want everybody off it. So just go. It's free.
I'm assuming those people... I mean, that was a while ago, too, when we talked about it, but... I'm assuming that won't affect them.
Yeah, no. I think it's just kind of probably from, like, this point forward, You can't
transfer. Like, don't transfer to get in.
Yeah. And then, so yeah. That's coming July 28th. I might try to get on a character and just run down there and just to be a part of it. But
just to watch?
Yeah.
Where's that at? That's
Silithus.
Oh, it's Silithus?
Yeah. Yep.
You're on PvP server. You're like what, level 30?
32.
Horde might try
32, 33. I gotta get back in it. I really, really do. I don't know why I stopped. Just that server queue was terrible. Ugh, that killed me.
Yeah, but
that's why I stopped. Because I just couldn't. It was too hard. You had to like really plan if you wanted to play. Like you couldn't just be like, oh, I'm gonna hop on, do some quests. It was like, no, I gotta remotely log into my computer 3 hours in advance, so when I get home, the queue's popping and I can get in and play.
Classic experience.
Then, like if your day gets screwed up and you can't get on when you wanted to, you're like, well, crap. Now what am I supposed to do?
Imagine that on like DSL internet.
Oh my gosh. Oh, no
That'd
way.
Be awful.
So yeah, I guess it's not a problem now, but anyways, let's see here. Little bit of Shadowlands news that I thought was interesting that we should talk about.
Again, this weapon damage.
I'm just gonna read this. So I don't screw it up because it's kind of confusing if you just try to talk about it. So, Basically, it's about 5-minute cooldown on combat potions. Combat potions and mana potions will have a 5-minute cooldown, and they are no longer limited to 1 use per encounter. Intended to make potion use less of a hassle, less expensive, and more decision-oriented. In Raid, using a potion just prior to and as close to the pull as possible will no longer be required. Longer encounters will now offer more than 1 moment to use a potion for maximum advantage. Also, ending a raid boss with a wipe will reset the 5-minute cooldown. So I guess talk about raids first. So I didn't know you could. What was the cooldown before? Do you remember? I don't remember what it is.
It's 2 minutes, but you can only use 1.
1 per fight.
So that's why I think it was 1 per fight. And if you wiped right in the beginning, I don't think you got it again until the 2 minutes was up.
Gotcha.
I believe that's how it worked.
Oh, I'm thinking.
That's why like pre-potting beforehand was such a big thing.
Oh, you pre-potted before, so if you died.
Yeah, because I mean, it's talk about combat potions, so it'll give you like the extra whatever, haste or strength or whatever you need,
Yeah.
And then if you wiped right away, I believe you didn't get that back until the time was up.
Gotcha. That's a good thing.
Yeah, this is really good. You can use it more than once, but the cooldown is just a little bit longer. I mean, you have to make compromises. So,
but now you'll end up wanting to use more than like 2 in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. In dungeons, spacing out potions will help place more emphasis on deciding when to use them. Just kind of basically what we said above. And then in PvP, where combat potions are allowed, war modes, battlegrounds, and epic battlegrounds, the rate at which you drop combat can vary greatly, and this change will bring a more consistent and expected cooldown to combat potions. So, it sounds like they're just, they're trying to get you to pump some DPS out now.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you wonder what these bosses are going to be like in Shadowlands.
Do people? I guess I don't do much Mythic Plus, so I'm assuming this is where it's important. But do people actually use potions in dungeons? Like I never did in like normals or heroics.
I've never used them, but I'm sure Mythic Plusers do.
I'm sure they do with that and with the esport thing of it. Or I can't think of what it's called at the current second.
MDI.
That's the one.
And Mythic Dungeon Invitational.
I'm assuming they do.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, every 5 minutes? Like, if it takes you a while to get to a boss, you have a potion on every boss or a pre-pot.
Yeah.
So, that's not bad.
That's big.
That's a good change, I think.
Yeah. And then the last, this is kind of I put it as a no area item, but it involves both classic and live or / retail WoW. Twitch has sold the Cursed Forge app to Overwolf. Twitch has announced that they have sold the Cursed Forge to Overwolf. The Cursed Forge was basically the the add-on management for all your add-ons. They sold it to Overwolf, and it'll be moving there soon. And the way I understand it is Overwolf is kind of like Steam, so to speak. They have different apps within the app, and the Cursed Forge will just be within the Overwolf app, and it'll be the same thing. You're just getting it through Overwolf and not through Twitch. So, I'm not happy about this. I think it'll be... As everybody knows, I don't like change. You do not like change. This is another POS I have to download in my mind, because now I have to have this Overwolf app to work, and I am so sick of remaking my UI that I'm gonna have to remake it again. I don't think you're gonna have to. This is, for the way I understand it, is that things are just gonna transfer over, and when you load up the Overwolf app, if everything works correctly, it should just recognize all your add-ons and be good to go.
That's what we thought when we downloaded them all onto my flash drive.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
It didn't work. Well,
it didn't work. So,
yeah, you'll probably have to. You'll probably have to, but everybody else will be fine.
You'll be fine. I am the worst with computers, so I'll have to remake everything. No, my luck, I'll have to recreate World of Warcraft on my own for this stuff to work.
You'll have to do some coding.
Yeah. Dang it! Not looking forward to this.
So true. So true. All right, now I guess we're moving on here. We're done with WoW. Rona.
God, sorry about that. Something got stuck in my throat. I don't know what it was.
We're done with WoW, and we're gonna talk about Diablo. That's gonna be our off-topic subject, kind of.
Which is perfect time.
Yeah.
Because season 21 started on Friday.
Yeah.
For Diablo 3.
Yep.
Let's see here. I'm trying to scroll down to see what we get. So the starter, the Hager's Gift, which is like your rewards, like for basically starting. So once you get to level 70 and you do all the quests, you get Hadrig's Gift, and that's where you get your starter set for the season. So Barbarian gets Might of the Earth, Crusader gets Thorns of the Invoker, Demon Hunter, Shadow's Mantle, Monk gets Monkey King's Garb, Witch Doctor gets Jade Harvester, Wizard gets Firebirds, and Necromancer gets Inarius. So it's pretty good ones. Necromancer and Inarius is their glass cannons. Jade Harvester is my favorite to play for Witch Doctor. So, but I know Demon Hunters, they actually got a huge buff. They get like some kind of a movement. I've been watching people play. It's like a movement speed that casts your it casts an ability, so you just have to like hit one button and you just spin around and shoot arrows everywhere. It's actually kind of neat, and it looks really, really strong. So, yeah,
cool.
One of the new Demon Hunters, it's Gears of Dreadlands, and they call it the God tier set. This is the one I was talking about. Yeah, so every time you strafe, it casts it automatically shoot your last used primary skill. So you just sit there and you hit strafe all the time, and you just constantly are doing AoE damage. It's insane. I think Necromancer got a new one too. Yeah, Masquerade of the Burning Carnival is a new one. I haven't seen anybody play that one yet, so I can't talk on that one. So yeah, fun stuff.
Cool.
Not really much to talk about. You still get your portrait and your pets. I don't know what they're called. I can't find them in here. But the one, if you finished all your quests, you get. If you finish Conqueror set, you'll get the Pandemonium portrait and the Craggly Rocky pet, which is kind of, I don't even know how you would describe that thing.
It's like a
thing that has armor on it.
Like a goblin thing with wearing Aztec rocks.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then you get, what's this one called? The Suspendus I can't find it. It's just like a robotic. You know what it really reminds me of is what the heck are those things called in the Aliens with the hands and they come out of the eggs but they put them in these things, like when they find them sometimes.
This thing reminds me of like remember the Ninja Turtles, the dude with the brain in the glass.
Oh yeah.
Whatever that guy's name was, that's what that reminds me of.
It's a Suspendus contraption. Yeah, it's just like a little robotic thingy that runs around with like a lizard in a jar.
The lizard in the jar, that's gotta mean something. There must be something behind that. I'm just saying.
Awesome.
There must be it's gotta be an Easter egg for something. I don't know if it's in Diablo specifically, but like the Blizzard games somewhere.
In every season you get this, and you get wings too. I don't know what the wings are this season. They don't have them on here. and I don't have my game up to look. Oh, for the people that you did for the 20 years of D2, you get a wings from Bale. You get like his like things that float off his back, so you get those when you log in. Those are pretty cool looking. So yeah, that's really about it.
Cool.
So season 21
Blizzard
started.
has they have a 20th anniversary Diablo 2 post too on their launcher if you want to look at that. Not us, but like our listeners.
Yeah, there was rumor they were remaking it, and then there was rumor that was a lie. So I have no idea. I hope they remake it. That game's amazing.
I heard the rumor was gonna be like that was gonna be one of the BlizzCon announcements was a Diablo 2 Reforged. So I don't know. With there being no BlizzCon,
yeah, who knows?
They're gonna do a digital thing apparently, but cool.
But yeah. So that's the D3 stuff. There is D4 stuff, but I haven't, like you said before, I haven't had a chance to look through it.
We're going to talk about the D4 stuff next show, because that's going to be a whole segment. It's going to take us a while. So
they got the next quarterly update, which is number 2, I believe, right?
Yep, quarterly update number 2. So next show, we're going to talk about that.
And then last but not least, I don't know if you want to read this.
Yep, I'll read it. And then last but not least, I'm sure everybody is aware of the terrible news that happened on July 2nd. I'm just going to read here what I typed, and then we're going to end the show right after that. So let's do our shameless plugs now. So you can find I'm Wayne DePayne. You can find me on Twitch at Wayne DePayne, Twitter Wayne DePayne1, Instagram Wayne DePayne1, and on YouTube Wayne DePayne1. That's it. That's me.
I'm Sean, aka Rourke. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Rourke Gaming. So
cool.
Nice
our goal is to put the video somewhere this week.
Oh, we are?
Yes. I'm hoping it worked. Great. I'm hoping it worked. We're gonna put it somewhere. I haven't decided. So we'll figure it.
Like such
we'll figure it out.
On my face this entire time. Anyway, nothing out. We'll talk after.
It's fine. Okay. So anyways, there's that. That's it. And I'm just going to read this little bit, and then we're going to end the show. So thanks for listening, guys. On Thursday, July 2nd, Byron Reckful Bernstein died reportedly by suicide. He was 31 years old. Reckful was a pillar of the WoW community and has inspired so many people. He is arguably the greatest of all time of arena PvP and was the first ever person to achieve a rating of 3,000 in arena. He was also a Twitch OG, basically the Justin TV days, and was one of the reasons of Twitch's massive success and growth into the company it has become today. He had over 936,000 Twitch followers. He also owned and was a developer for his own video game titled Everland that was tentatively scheduled to release later this year. If you are struggling with your mental health or know of someone who is, there are many organizations and people who want to help. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, please contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255.